There you go, folks. A little bit of festive cheer as we are moving into December. Welcome to Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. I hope you all are well. Let's see who's in chat. First one here is Mr. Dan Game Tank. Oi, oi. Good evening. How are you? Danker, good evening. Gozzo, good evening. Good to see the regulars there. Dave Johnson's like, hang on. There's 2 Daves are on this stream and neither of them are me. Well, there you go. You're on the show in 2 weeks. Just a reminder, as I seem to be reminding you every week, you're on our Christmas special. Danker, thank you so much for the 10 bitties, because I have to say bitties. There you go. People are like, the fuck is this? Oh, it's you, mate. Yes, I have had a haircut and a shave. People didn't recognise me. I know. There you go. Getting clean shaven for Christmas. There you go. Getting all ready. How are you, chat? Hope you are all well. Lovely to see you tonight. Dave, our co-host, is back. He is back. He's not having to work, so he's great here. But before we bring him on, obviously, this stream, like the last couple of weeks, and I think even next week's stream, is sponsored by Mech Arena, the free-to-play game on PC and mobile, where you run around in giant mechs, blowing the absolute crap out of each other, and it's absolutely damn good fun. And we've played it many times on this stream. If you want to find out more, !mech in chat has just been shown there. It's totally free to play. And we've got a number of challenges that run up until Wednesday next week. Every time you complete a challenge, it helps fund this channel so we can deliver some quality content just like this. So thank you to our sponsors, Mech Arena, who have been our sponsors for the show the last couple of weeks. iQuail, good evening. How are you? Lovely to see you. And as I mentioned, he is back after having to be at work. He is the co-host that knows the most. Please give it up for the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I am very well. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good. I'm loving that. The second time you use this backdrop now. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, it looks a bit better than the just the boring walls behind me and the crappy brand. I should have flicked this on like hundreds of shows ago, but I never even thought about it.
It works. It works now.
Yeah, it works.
I got fed up of looking at a table, so I don't even notice, Dave. There's a new shelf that's appeared behind me. There's now double the shelves, and there's even a little Crash Bandicoot down the bottom. Not that you could just see him there.
Oh, yes, just peeking out.
Peeking through, but there you go. So decided to finally do the other half of the shelves that I started last Christmas. So there you go. So what have you been playing? That's probably the first question to ask.
Yeah, well, I've mostly been playing quite a lot of Stalker 2 actually since it came out. That's probably the main thing I've been playing. I guess you probably didn't like it that much just from the look on your face, but
I really didn't like it. And it reviewed, obviously we talked about it on the show. It got about 7.5 on the show last week. But I really didn't enjoy it. But then I know lots of people who are, but then I know other people that aren't. And it seems to have been really split opinion, which is interesting. I mean, you're in the camp of you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, the reviews, I think, came out a bit mixed because it was a buggy mess when the people actually had their copy to review. So it got a decent day one patch. I think that fixed quite a lot of stuff. It's got everything.
Yeah,
there are more patches since then. I think another one's even come out just a couple of hours ago.
Right. See,
some more things.
We played it on day release. We had some game breaking stuff that happened, and I was just like, and it really annoyed me. So yeah, I might go back to it. I'm in no rush, unfortunately, which is a shame.
No, but you might as well wait a bit. Wait for more patches to come out. I think they've still got quite a bit of work to do. I mean, it probably could have done with it probably under the 6 months delay, like Cyberpunk should have had. Way back when. It just had a good number of bugs on launch day. I didn't have anything too game breaking. I had a lot of like audio bugs and visual bugs. Okay, but it's all getting tied up and it's playing pretty well. And it's crashed on me, in the last week or so. So.
That's okay.
As I say, I'm enjoying that. It's got a good atmospheric open world they've done, which is what I like about it. On your own, exploring the zone.
I did like that, and I have to say, I thought it looked the part, and certain aspects of it looked great. So I give them kudos for that. Yeah. Definitely.
I don't think its opening is particularly good or particularly welcoming to newcomers, because you go through a few little bits, then you get attacked by one of those invisible bloodsucker creatures that you just see just attacking you. And I managed to kill that, but then I wasn't sure if it was a bug when I got past that, because there was I was just getting attacked by something that I just couldn't see. It wasn't the same creature because it never revealed itself.
Yeah,
but I had like poltergeist thing. Action, you can't do.
Had a bit later on where there's a couple of guys you meet at a shack that start a gunfight. They're this side of the shack. I'm on that side of the shack, but their bullet fire managed to go all the way through the shack and kill me. And I'm like, there's a building between us. This is it happened a couple of
sounds like a bug. I think the one I had with the invisible I think it was meant to be like a poltergeist or something. It just attacks you. But I like backed myself into a corner because I thought it was an enemy, but I couldn't see anything. So I thought,
no,
it's a bug. Yeah, what's going on here? I just had to sort of taking a while birth around that bit of moving on, and then just persevering with it for a bit. It definitely gets better as you play a bit more and get better weapons and start to figure out its systems. So I'd say it's worth going back to. And the Desert Release doing lots of patches for it. There's a couple of major ones last week.
I will say this because I did say this on the show last week. Fair play to them for getting this out and doing what they did when they're in the middle of a bloody war. So my hats go off them. That's why I can't be too harsh about it. And I said this last week, like I could easily dump on the game, but I'm not going to because of what they've had to go through to make this happen. So there you go. Whereas Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red didn't have a fucking excuse. Anyway, just saying. I mean, that game was good 3 years after it came out. But there you go. Flame, good evening. Good to see you. iQuell says, nice background, Dave, but it needs more piano. Harking back to when we had Simran on the show and he had a background with a piano. There you go.
Well, that is an option on this. I did see it. There's on the default background. I thought I could use that. I was looking for a few. And I thought this one fitted quite well, especially like perspective-wise. It doesn't look too odd like some can when you like sitting this close. So in the backgrounds look a bit sort of off. So I'll go with it. It's simple, effective. And it's on brand with the colour anyway.
It is on brand. It works. It works. All right. Shall we get our guest on the show?
Yes,
this week's guest, I had the pleasure of meeting a couple of times at multiple events. Most recently at EGX, where he was exhibiting, and we had a good chat. And this is something because I know he was at the EGX the year before, but I don't think we'd actually met. I saw his stand and saw what he did. He very kindly, and we'll talk about some of these in a bit. He sent me a number of these kits, and we're going to explain what they are. And I'm going to show you these. These are really, really cool. And here's the man behind these amazing kits that are for your controllers for Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. So please welcome from Soldiers, our guest, David. Hello, sir.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Cheers. Good. Yes. I'm not sat at my computer for a change, so it's nice.
There you go. Yeah, he's get him a night off work and all that.
Yeah,
but
I'll be going back later, but that's later.
There you go. Danker says, colour me intrigued. Well, we will talk about it. There you go. Gilfly, good evening. Gilfly is also our community member of the month. There you go. Big Jesse says, oh, I see. Dave turns up when I'm not here. He just hates me. Also, welcome guest, because Jesse was our guest on last week's show. Also, if you want to know what Thumb Soldiers is, thank you, Mr. Game Tank. The website is on there right now. So, David, talk us through what Thumb Soldiers is, please.
So we have created a system that allows you to customize your controller thumbsticks for the game you're playing, for more precision, more accuracy, more comfort. We've also got a range that is more in tune with people with accessibility needs. So we've got a range of products that allow you just to interact with the standard controller in new ways that suit, like I say, the game you're playing, the accessibility requirements you have for more precision when you're playing first-person shooters. Like we've got an attachment that's specifically for racing games, and it's like one of our little statements is thumb soldiers are for your thumbs, like sneaks are for your feet. So that just basically allows you to customize your thumbsticks for the game you're playing or the situation you're in.
There you go. Gilfly says, oh, nice. What a cracking idea. And I know a big advocate of yours who's in the chat is One Handed Gamer. So hello to One Handed Gamer. He's there.
Hello.
Because I was looking through the range that you've got. It's looking, it's great. And I'd say you very kindly sent me some of these, and we'll talk through some of these a bit later on. But talk us through some of the different ones that you've got here, because obviously this is the website. And thank you for dropping the links in the website. And good evening, Jenny. She's saying loving it. There you go. What do you tell us about? Kind of how did you come up with the idea for these?
It's a long story. I won't bore you with it, but it's an idea that I've had for ages, and I I kind of had my epiphany of how I could get the system to work. About 5 years ago, started sketching. A couple of years after that, I got some friends involved and we started prototyping, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward another 3 years and we're here. But it did originally, if I'm honest, it originated with the steering wheel option. I've played Gran Turismo since forever. And I've always had that issue where you're racing and at the worst time you feel like you're falling off or you do slip off the controller and you have to reposition your thumb. And I always thought if you could just have more thumb security so you could glide across from side to side, it would just make the game so much more precise, so much more flow to the game. And then when I had my epiphany of how I could get the system to work, then the other ideas that I had, like the double step up option for first person shoot 'ems, Call of Duty, and then all the other options sort of just immediately flowed from there, really.
Yeah. Obviously, you've sent me a couple of these, and we will just after 10 o'clock. We'll look at some of these, but we've got the rock and. Let me actually just take that off screen. That's the website, but do go check out the website, people. Greatly appreciate it. Also, I'm going to quickly say hello to a couple of people. Jenny said hello. Gilfly, thank you very much for that sub. That will get you 5 entries for the giveaway tomorrow night, because we're doing Christmas giveaways every night, apart from on Talk Show. Sophie says, "Hey, hot stuff." She's obviously talking to you, Dave. And then she says, "You look like a child." Gross. Yeah, I know. I've had a shave. They never let me forget it. When there you go. But we got the rock and roller kit, and I'll open these up in a little bit. I've already opened up 2 of them because I'll show you how easily they fit on. We've also got there the studs kit. And I'll just show you these because this is the one that David just mentioned, especially for stuff like Call of Duty. This is the step-up kit, these little controls, and we'll show you how you put them on. And they're really easy actually to use because I was like, right, I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna open a couple of the boxes, and then obviously they also come with what we call the knuckles, and I'll show you how this all works, and I'll get David to explain it in a bit. So like, obviously, you've got how long's the company been going now?
We started selling just over a year ago. Just over a year ago. But before that, there was so much work with the development, the prototypes, the patenting. Gee, it's just when you haven't done it before, it's a different world. Product testing was another long procedure. Trying to find people that we didn't know. Everyone that we sent our test boxes to, they knew it was something to do with gaming. We had established that they played with Xbox, Switch, or PlayStation, but they didn't know. They didn't know us, and they didn't know what they were receiving. So it was just like proper blind testing. That was a lengthy process in itself. The development of getting it from my initial idea to a working prototype, that was probably the most challenging element, I'd say. It took I don't know how many different alternative ways of making it work we come up with, but it was 30, 50 different ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you got more in the pipeline? Because I know there's a number of different kits, and obviously they're for different formats and things, but have you got more in the pipeline that you thought since
with the actual attachments? It's limitless how far we can take it. We're looking at like brand deals, licensing deals, all different ideas for game specific attachments. But it was the knuckle element, the docking clip was by far the most challenging element, and how we got the attachments then to interact with that and have enough play. And there were so many elements that I wrote into the brief that was imperative from my perspective. Like, it had to be super easy to fit, no tools, no disassembly. It had to be as low profile as possible. So as much as we wanted it to raise a little bit, we wanted the starting height to be as streamlined as possible, so then you can build on that rather, you know what I mean? There was quite a few elements that I put in that were critical to making the system work as well as I wanted it to work.
That's cool. I'm going to say a couple of things here. Obviously, Guildfly was like, "Oh, I love these because these are for Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch." And Guildfly says, "I like them. So let me say, I like they so, and for Switch as well, as the analogs on the Joy-Cons aren't great," which I agree with.
They're awful, and it's so cramped as well. And there's options that just open your hand out, make it more comfortable, more range, more comfortable. It's we get it all the time that it's just game changing for using on the Switch.
A couple of other questions we've got. Jenny, thank you so much for the gifted sub that's gone to the One-Handed Gamer. Jenny, that'll get you another 5 entries into the competition tomorrow night when we give away some more games for Christmas. Danker says, curious question. Have you thought of making custom parts for a Steam Deck?
We get asked this a lot, and the system it almost fits, but it doesn't quite fit. So we've currently got 3 sizes of knuckle, and they're for the PlayStation 4, 5, the Xbox range, not the 360, and the Switch. But because some of the third parties, they only have to the thumbsticks only have to be a tiny bit different for the knuckle clip not to fit as well as ideal. So yeah, our plan is to have 5, maybe 6 different sizes of knuckle, which then do as many different third-party controllers as possible, and then all the attachments fit across everything.
That's cool. Jesse says your logo is wicked, by the way.
Thank you very much.
There you go. One-Handed Gamer, who was a guest on our show a couple of weeks ago, says, as a person who uses the equipment for the last 3 months, I can confidently say they are amazing, in my opinion. Also got an ad, so I will hear the response after the 50-second ad. But Jenny's now gifted you a sub, so you shouldn't have any ads interrupting the show, which is awesome. But yeah, I know he was shouting about you when he was on the show the other week.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a super guy. Any other questions? Let us know. Drop them in chat. Dave, you got any questions for David?
I haven't got any questions. I was just having a flick through the website because I hadn't heard of any of this before. I thought it looked pretty cool. So some good options there. I wouldn't mind some of those myself because my thumb slips off the things sometimes, like you say, for racing games. Anything to help with that would be pretty cool.
But that's it. We are the only company in the world doing what we're doing. So people don't know to look for us until they find out about us through things like this or our messaging or word of mouth. So yeah, it's just getting people to be aware of us and realizing the different ways of playing, really.
Dan has listed all the things, not just your website, but there's your YouTube, your Twitter, Instagram. If you want to go follow them, please do give a follow. Go check it out. But we will be dropping the links throughout the show. There you go. One-Handed Gamer says, is there any new products in the pipeline for 2025? Oh, can you give us an exclusive?
There's nothing specific. There's all sorts of conversations. Because where we are in the business, we've got lots of options that we can bring forward. But we feel like until we've got to a certain stage, if we start introducing more, it will just be a bit overwhelming to those that are new to the product. We wanted to launch with a range that was varied enough, but without being too varied that it's like, oh, I don't know what I need. Do I need that one? Do I need that one? Do I need that one? And we can grow on that as we grow and introduce more and more options.
Cool. All right. Well, we will take an in-depth look at some of the kits because we're going to do like a little unboxing a little bit later on. But gents, shall we start the show?
Yeah, let's get to it, mate.
Let's do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our 195th show, believe it or not. Wow. We've got 6 new games this week, including Neon Blood, 30 Birds, and Antonblast, as well as a couple of news stories from what's been going on in the gaming world this week. And we will kick things off with our first game. This came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Nintendo Switch. And this is the trailer for Neon Blood. Let's have a look at this.
Peggy 16.
There you go, folks. That is Neon Blood, which came out last Tuesday. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this game, please.
Yes, this is definitely gives you some Blade Runner vibes. I'd say. Look at this with a bit of cyberpunk as well. It's your sort of classic dystopian city where it's got split against the between the rich and the poor. You're a detective trying to find out about some corruption in the city, try and solve that mystery. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the sort of mix of the 2.5D that it's gone with, the sort of 3D-ish environments, but the sort of pixel art graphics on the characters. That looks pretty cool. Not sure if I'm really sold on the turn-based combat. From what I've seen in other videos, that doesn't look that great. It looks okay. But I think the rest of it looks pretty cool. The exploration looks cool. The world design looks good. I like the pixel art style to it. Yep. Music sounds pretty good. And it looks like it might be quite a fun little sort of action adventure game.
Yeah.
So, well, I might have a look at.
Again, if this falls in my path of view, I would probably give it a go. But it is one of those that if I don't pick it up, I might not remember it, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Well,
yeah,
sport for choice, aren't we? So it could easily get forgotten about after tonight.
I know, but it does look good. So I did like the trailer for this one. David, your thoughts seeing this thing? So obviously Blade Runner-esque style game. Is what sort of games would this be? Kind of the thing you give a go, play?
Potentially, I do like. Yeah, I'm a big fan of cyberpunk. That Blade Runner, cyberpunk. That feel of game. It resonates with me. But I was a little bit. Like you say, I quite liked the change of graphic style when I saw it. But then it almost felt a little bit too much. A little bit too much to compute to some extent. But you'd have to give it a bit of time to play to see how it sort of interacted whilst you're gaming. But overall, I like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. So folks, we don't actually review the games on this channel. What we do is I scour the internet for all the different scores and condense them from all different sites into an average score. Now, you may agree with it, you may not, but if you guess it correctly in the chat, you will get a shout out in the chat. Now, neither Dave or my guests know what the score is. Only I know what the score is. And basically, anyone who guesses it correctly will get a shout out in the chat. And we've got some people that have already basically started off. Danka was the first person who said, let's play this safe for this one. Let's go for a 7 out of 10. Gozzo, also agreeing with you, saying a 7 out of 10. Dave, we'll start with you. What do you think this might have got?
I was thinking of playing it safe with this one as well, so I'm going to go for a 7.
You're going for a 7 as well. Okay. Flame is also saying a 7. Chat, get your scores in now. Playing 7. One-handed gamer is saying 7. David, what do you reckon this? And you can have halves and whole numbers.
That was going to be my question. Is there half numbers? I think I'm going to go a little bit controversial and throw in a 6.5 there.
A 6.5. Okay. All right. So we've got a 6.5. Folks, get your scores in the chat. This is Neon Blood, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Switch. And if iQuail says, there you go, iQuail says just to be different, he's gone the other way. He's gone for a 7.5. There you go. One-handed gunner's like, oh, yeet, if we announce the score. Any of us, folks, this is your last chance. Otherwise, I can tell you that this got what the majority of chat said. It was a 7 out of 10. Hey. There you go, 7 out of 10. So, Dan Game Tank, you are going to be busy. Let's get shout outs for all the people in the chat. One-handed gamer, congratulations. Flame, congratulations. Gozzo, Danka, well done for guessing those right. And obviously, Dave, you got it right. Now, Dave can't get a shout out because he hasn't got a channel, but you can do !Dave in chat and it shouts him out in a different way. But we also shout him out here. Now, because I've changed my shelves around, I've actually got more space. Can you believe it? So how would you like your shout out, Dave?
Oh, if you've got more space, I think it's time for some cartwheels, mate.
Not that much space.
Not that much space. I'm going to clear the shelves out, then you'll have room. Well, I'll tell you what, you can do a bit of spinning, can't you? You still got room for that. Okay,
we can do that. Look, I don't have to worry about being behind this. Right. So, David has not witnessed this. This is something of a phenomenal feat. You're going to enjoy this because it's not like his standard kind of shout out in the chat. What we do is we get ready and we limber up and then we go, Dave!
Yeah.
There you go. Well done. One-handed game is like, oh boy. There we go. So there you go. 7 out of 10 for our first game, which is not too bad. Let's move on to our second game of this evening. This also came out last Tuesday, but this is just on PC and Switch. And we go from the blood-soaked streets of the cyberpunk era to something a little bit more cozy. This is Critter Cafe. There you go, folks. That's the cozy game Critter Cafe, which came out. And a very cozy game this is, said the one-handed gamer. Also, Dan, the deputy editor of Debug, said that this game will feature in the next issue of Debug, which I believe comes out in the new year, if I've got that correct, Dan. So that's either sort of January, February time for the next issue. And there, again, there's the link for it if you want to go get a copy of the latest issue as well. Love the look of that, says Dan. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yes, this is a little cozy game. Your characters come to town, got to run a little restaurant, a few little mini games in there when you're serving like the drinks and the food. And once you finish running the restaurant for the day, you get to go and explore around the island. And you'll find these little portals, go into those, and find and rescue a little critter you can then bring back to the cafe. Feed it, groom it. Generally love the little thing, and have it running around the cafe. And I think you have things where like certain people who come to the cafe will want to see a certain critter. So if you've got the right one there, that'll help you increase your rate or your XP that you get in, etc., etc. But it's that sort of little cozy game. There's lots of these around the moment. So lots of people love these. Not for me. Not enough guns and gore in there. So definitely an easy skip for me, this one. But there's a massive audience for cozy games, and this looks like a very cute one. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy.
Okay, yeah. Again, I'm not a big fan. There's some cozy games I like. There's some I'm a bit like, eh. There you go. David, your thoughts on this?
Exactly the same. Look nicely made. Nice graphics. I like the shadow details and what have you. But it's not a genre of game that I've really embraced ever. But like you say, there is a huge market for it, and it looked nice enough for what it is.
Yeah, that's fair dues. Let's see what people thought this got. Get your scores in chat. Danka said, maybe a 6. Maybe he's going to consider. David, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got?
Seeing as this is what other people that have reviewed it have said, I would imagine that there are reviewers that this is the target market. So I'm gonna say 7.5 this time. I reckon it's gone the other way.
All right, gone the other way with 7.5. Dan Game Tank says he reckons it's got a 7. iQuail says cozy games are not my thing in the slightest, so this is hard to judge. Looks a bit bland to me though, so maybe a 6.5. Flame is going for a 7. Folks, get your scores in chat. Dave, what do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try a 6.5 for this.
6.5 for this one. Okay, there we go. Gozzo is saying a 6. Danka says, yeah, I'm locking in a 6 for this one. Folks, last chance. This is Critter Cafe, which came out last Tuesday and is available on PC and Nintendo Switch. Gilfly coming in with a 6.5 for this one. And if that is all of your guesses, I can tell you that this got not as good as anything that people put in the chat, because this very average 5.5.
Wow.
Not that
I'm not very good at this game.
Yeah. Yeah, 5.5 apparently. So apparently it's very average in terms of cozy games. So this obviously needs a little bit of work, or maybe there's just not enough to do on this one. But we'll see. And we'll see what Debug reviews it when they put it in their magazine next month. So don't let that, I don't know who's reviewing that one, Dan, but don't let it sway you. Just do your own review, whoever's reviewing it. There you go. There you go. So 5.5, unfortunately, for Critter Cafe. Let's talk about some gaming news. This is a big one, I feel, for a lot of people. Would be very, very... Oh, good. Dan says, hi, it's not me. That's all right, then. I think this is going to be big for a lot of people because it was announced last week. CD Projekt Red... No, they haven't announced a new patch for Cyberpunk. Don't get too excited. What they have announced is that The Witcher 4 is now in full production. So basically, they've been working on it for several weeks, several months or so. And they've got a team of 400 people working on the game. And it's now basically gone from the pre-production into full production, which means this is the biggest bit now. This is getting the game built, made, animated, the whole lot. Like all the pre-stuff's done. So this is the big chunk. But that means it's happening. At the moment, we haven't actually got a proper title for it. People are calling it Witcher 4. They've just called it codename Polaris. But they were quite open and honest about it when they announced it last week, because they've said that 400 of their team are working on this, whereas a couple of 100 are working on the Cyberpunk sequel. So they've announced that. And there's literally about 20 people that are working on a brand new IP, which CD Projekt Red have never done before. So question to the chat and question to our guest and Dave is, Witcher 4, are we excited?
I'm not a massive fan of The Witcher, if I'm being honest. I've tried to watch the series, watch the first series, all right. Then I tried to get into the books. I just got bored of them.
Okay.
And I've tried to play through The Witcher 3 a couple of times. I brought it twice in the end. Once on PC, once on console. It was cheap in a sale. I've only ever really got through the prologue section twice on that one. I know it's meant to be really good. I know it's meant to have some good stories and characters and stuff in there. But it just never really grips me enough to pull me along into it. So I can't say I'm that excited about this one.
Okay.
Just to sort of keep an eye on it and see how it turns out. I think it's definitely one to wait for the reviews, make sure it's not as bug riddled as Cyberpunk. Yeah. Hopefully they've learned their lesson from that one, and this will come out in a better state day one. Definitely hope so. And it'll be interesting to see, because they're changing game engine. They're like using their own in-house one anymore. They're switching to Unreal Engine 5, like so many others are. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that engine. If they can make how good they can make this game look. I mean, Witcher 3 did look really good. It was a well-designed game. Graphics in it were gorgeous. So I have to see what they do with the new one. We'll be interested to see what it looks like, definitely.
Yeah. Danka says, maybe depending on if the story goes somewhere, could be good. Also, what happened to the Witcher remake? No, they are still doing the Witcher remake, but it wasn't brought up in last week's conversation. Brenny, good evening, Kel Brenny. Hope you're well. Brenny says, Dave can't play Gwent. That's why you don't like it.
I hate Gwent in that, actually. I tried playing the game, did not like that one.
I'll tell you one thing they did confirm, and this is an interesting take, is that the voice actor that played Geralt is coming back to voice the character, but they've stated that he is not the main character in the game. So it could be that he's just a small part in it, or he could be a big part, but you are not playing as him. So you are going to be playing as a new character, I believe, or an existing character. That's all they've stated. But he is back in some shape or form that he has confirmed that. David, are you a Witcher fan? Are you looking forward to this?
I'll be honest, I've not ever played Witcher, but it has been on my radar to give it a go. I've heard some good things about it, so maybe a new release is to kick up the arse to give it some time.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I kind of sit in the camp that I've played it a couple of times. I quite like it. I'm not a huge fan, but I quite liked it. So I'm probably sitting in the middle of like Dave and you. Like Dave's not that fussed about it, but I probably played it more than Dave has. But I've always got. Am I really excited for another Witcher? I'm not that fussed, but I know there's going to be people out there that are just going to be absolutely over the moon for this.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. Whereas CD Projekt Red did a lot of wrong in my books in terms of Cyberpunk. This hopefully they'll hit the nail on the head because they did it with the last couple of Witcher games. So there you go. Queeky, good evening. He's like, what? A new Witcher? What? Yes, they've announced that Witcher 4 is happening and they have started work on it. There's over 400 people in CD Projekt Red working on it. But we have no dates or anything, but they have literally started on it and it's been going into full production. So that's going to be something we might see in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe a little bit longer. We will see. Unless they've been secretive enough that they've actually been working on a long time and not said anything, and we suddenly get an amazing announcement or something. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. There you go. Let's move on to our next game tonight. Again, something a bit different. This came out last Thursday. This is out on PC and Switch, and this is called 30 Birds. No, not the women you find on the street corner, but after a night out, after a load of hooch. These are the Flappy Birds. There we go. There you go, folks. That is 30 Birds, not Flirty Birds, as iQuail put in there. Dan said this was at WASD. Was that there this year or last year? Because do you know what? I didn't see this. So maybe I missed it because there's so many games. God rest its soul, WASD. Now it's no more. But there you go. Dave, tell us more about this one, please.
Yes, it's got an interesting looking one, actually. I think it's probably stands out from all the other ones we've got. We've looked at or got coming up tonight, graphic wise. It's I like the way it sort of mixes sort of the 2D hand drawn animations with sort of the 3D rotations of the sort of world as you're roaming around it. But this game, it's I think it's based on various like Middle Eastern legends. I think it's got like a lot of Persian influence to it, to the graphical styles of the story. You're playing as a character called Zig, who's a detective who's gone to Lantern City to try and solve the mystery of a bird goddess that's been kidnapped. And what I've read gameplay wise, it's kind of, it's generally like a puzzle game. There's going to be lots of people to talk to and lots of little puzzles to solve along the way, and it's lots of little mini games that you've got to do. A review that I did see was saying the mini games can get a little bit repetitive.
Okay,
you'll see the same ones over and over again, but apparently the story was pretty decent. Interesting stuff. It's going to be a bit different than the usual since it's like based on Middle Eastern legends and whatnot. But I think it looks quite nice. Yeah, I'd probably give this one a go.
Okay. All right. I like the look of it. It's very quirky, I have to say. It looks very quirky. DJ Mike says, I'm seeing double. There's 4 Daves. It clearly is, because there's Dave and David, but I don't, well, the other David was in chat, but I don't know where he is. How are you, Mike? Hope you're well. Yes, it was this year at WASD, says Dan Game Tank. I must have missed this then. I don't know how I missed this. I thought I played nearly everything, but must have missed it. David, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, likewise. I thought the aesthetic of it was really, really nice, quite unique. It like you say, it's a puzzle game. It's about working your way around it. But the way they've approached it is quite nice.
Yeah. I do really like this one. Potentially, I think this and another one are probably my 2 favourites of this week. One is like one of the games near the end, but yeah, I do quite like the look of this, so I might seek this one out. Let's see. Buster Blood Vessel, thank you for the follow. After the famous singer, if it is the actual person, that's amazing. Lip up, fatty. But there you go. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow, folks. So, what do we reckon this got? Get your scores in chat. Danka says, I can see this being the highest of the night, potentially an 8.5. He reckons. He thinks this is going to be a good one. Chat, get your scores in now. If you get it right, you get a shout out in the chat. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8 from that one. John Unicycles heading back from work. We will see you in a bit. He's going to up back on when he gets back from work. We'll see you in a little bit. Flame says a 7.5. Dave, what did you say? Sorry, you said 8 point?
An 8.
An 8. Thank you. All right, you said an 8. Flame has said a 7.5. David, what do you reckon?
I'm not sure there's much point asking me so far, but I'm going to go a 7.5.
7.5. Okay, you're going the same as Flame. Folks, get your scores in. This is 30 Birds, as in 30, which came out last Thursday on PC and Switch. So do get your scores in chat. I was like, an 8 maybe. Just considering it. So we'll see. Any others, folks? I don't think a lot of people are guessing on this one because I don't think they're quite sure what to make of it. One-Handed Gamer says a 7 for this one. So I'll see. Any more, folks? Any more? If not, we're going to call it. Gozzo says 8.5. Just snuck in there. And I'm going to close the guessing in 3, 2. Oh, what? DJ Mike Storm says a 7 as well. We're going in 3, 2, 1. And this did get an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. So well done to Gozzo and Danka, who hit the nail on the head. But yes, this is scored very highly indeed, folks. This is done very well. So if you like the look of that one, go check it out. 8.5 for that. Moving on to our 4th of our 6 games tonight. We're rocketing through the content tonight. This is another game that came out on Thursday and is also, again, on PC and Switch. And this is called Dungeons of Dreadrock 2. Let's have a look at this.
In Dreadrock Dungeon's darkest lair resides a king once bright and fair, alone upon his throne of stone, a crown upon his skull of bone.
The songs of old, they claim that none can kill what's long been dead. But when I met the girl, I knew that there was hope. For the weaving of the gods had linked her destiny to mine. And so that her struggles wouldn't be in vain, I did as the gods advised me in my dreams. I set out to seek his tomb and find the dead king's secret.
So don't you pass the dead king's gate, where countless heroes met their fate, and dare not seek the dead king's throne in Dreadrock Mountain's tombs of stone.
There you go. So that is Dungeons of Dreadrocks. The dungeon, what was it? The Emperor's Tomb or something? I forgot what the last bit of the
The
tagline
Dead
was.
King's Secret.
Dead King's Secret. I
Was.
was way off with that one. There you go. So this came out last Thursday. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, because I'm very much getting SNES Zelda vibes with this one, and I think David's agreeing with me. As soon as I said that, it's like,
Yeah, it has kind of got that sort of slightly top-down viewpoint, hasn't it? That it does make you think of those old SNES games, especially the Zelda. It is a bit of a dungeon crawler. It's got quite a lot of puzzles in there that you got to solve, as long as a bit of combat and some boss encounters along the way. But your character is delving into these dungeons to try and retrieve this crown that's hidden down there. But of course, got to get past all these puzzles and bosses, try and get it, and then what you do with it is kind of up to you, I think. I think it's a choice at the end, a couple of decisions you can make to affect your ending. So it looks okay. It's nothing that special, is it, graphics wise? From what I can see, it just looks like an old style SNES game. So probably going for a little bit of the nostalgia feels, really. Yeah, but if you like the old style Zeldas, then you might be tempted to try this. And there is a demo you can try on Steam, from what I've seen.
there you go.
So if you're interested, you can try that before you spend your money on it.
There you go, which is pretty cool. Hello to Ems. Hope you're well. She says Zelda vibes I can get behind. She's a massive Zelda fan. I know she was singing the praises of Echoes of Wisdom when that came out just a couple of weeks ago. Lisa Norma, hello. How are you? Lovely. Good to see you. King Crazy, hello. Good evening. Good to see you as well. Danker's like, he likes this. I think Danker's sold on this. David, your thoughts on this one? Because obviously we thought the same thing when we watched this trailer. So
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah. It's like my gut reaction is someone of my era has built this game.
Yeah.
No, it looked fun. It would be quite it'd take you back a little bit, wouldn't it? Getting into it and reminiscent of playing games of old. I'm sure it's quite fun, and I'd be up for giving it a try.
Yeah, I so far out of all the games, this is probably the one I'm most interested in. Obviously, so far tonight. So we'll see what it is. Folks, if you just joined us, you can actually guess the ratings of what the reviewers give it. We don't actually review the games, but we take the average score. If you want to stick a score in chat, have a guess. You can have wholes and half numbers. If you get it correct, we'll give you a shout out for your channel. A couple of people have already started to put scores in. Danker says, oh yes, I take it back. This might be tied tonight. This might be an 8.5. Ems is saying she reckons this is going to be an 8. David, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got?
I was toying between 8 and 8.5. I think I'm going to play it safe and go 8.
Going for an 8, okay. Yeah. Flame agrees with you, saying an 8 as well. Dave, what say you?
I think I'll try an 8.5.
Going for 8.5. Okay. Going for an 8.5. Folks, get your scores in now. This is Dungeons of Dreadrock 2, which came out on Thursday on PC and Switch. Get your scores in, and if you get it right, you will get a shout out. And don't forget, if the people get shout outs, please do give them a follow. They spend the time to watch our lovely little show that we put on every Tuesday night. So we'd appreciate if you go give them a follow as well. iQuail coming in with an 8 out of 10. Agreeing with you, David. And Lisa Paranormal coming in with a 7.5. If there are no more guesses, oh, well, look at this. One Andy Gamer sneaking in there with an 8. Any more, folks? Any more? If not, I could tell you that this, you watch, about to hit the button and the score will come in. It always happens. I can tell you that this did do just as well. Mike with a 7.5, thank you. Just as well as our last game, because this also did get a 8.5 out of 10. You're getting closer, David. You're getting closer.
I'm getting in the game.
You're going to get it. It's going to happen. I know it will. Don't worry. Don't worry. Congratulations to Danker, who got that one right. He hit the nail on the head right there. And Dave, yes, you said 8.5. Your second one right. So exclamation Dave in chat. Give him a shout out. And Dave, how would you like your shout out for this?
You can go and duck behind your chair and jump up, mate.
I can do that as well now because
You got more room.
No,
Shouldn't
I've
hurt
got
your knees as much.
I know, it's great. Oh, my knee's still cracked now. That's the one that's.
No, you can't get back.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Dave!
Very nice.
I just felt my back spasm as I did that.
Oh dear.
Oh, I'll be feeling that for weeks. Never mind. There you go. Congratulations to Danke for getting that right, and to Dave as well. Now, a couple of little notices before we carry on with the show. A couple of little things you need to know. Obviously, anyone, we are, apart from the Tuesday night gaming chat streams, we are doing gaming streams throughout Christmas, but every gaming stream we are doing giveaways of games. So we are giving away for 15 nights. We are giving away 2 PC games every night. And then when we get close to the new year, we will be giving away Xbox and PlayStation and PC games very kindly given to us from the community. And they're all kind of fairly new, like they're like literally within the last couple of years. Some even came out this year that have been given to us. So if you want a chance to win, we do 2 draws. People who spend bits, 100 bits gets you 1 entry. A sub or gifted sub gets you 5 entries. A prime sub gives you 2 entries. We spin a wheel. If you get selected, you get a choice of which game you want to pick. And then you can then basically pick another game for someone in the audience that night to win. So even if you don't enter the competition, you could still technically win a game. And we'll be doing a massive giveaway on the 30th where we've got tons of games to give away. Not only that, tomorrow night, we are doing a very special community night for a game. I was approached by the dev and he has basically asked if we would technically be his launch party. So tomorrow night, we are playing a game called Thumb Tanks, which harks back to the retro days of Atari, but it's a community game night. Dan, thank you for the 100 bits. That gets you another entry into tomorrow's competition. And we are playing Thumb Tanks, and it's a game that you can play on Steam. You don't need a copy of the game to play, but the devs are going to be in the chat tomorrow, and we're going to be giving copies of the game away. In fact, Chris from Thumb Tanks has just followed. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much, the dev behind the game. He says, I just dropped by at the right time. Yes, we're talking about your game for tomorrow night. Chris very kindly said his game technically comes out at 11 o'clock UK time. So we'll be playing it and then it comes out while we're still streaming. So we'll be playing it. He will be in chat. He has very kindly given us copies to give away. All you need to do is join me on my Steam friends list, and then you can join in the games tomorrow with us. And Big Jesse says, we're all thumbs in the stream this week. And exactly. And that's why this segues so well, because we're going from Thumb Tanks back to Thumb Soldiers here with David, who is our guest tonight. And I want to talk about these fantastic kits. So David very kindly sent me a number of kits, and we're going to show these off. So I've got my controller ready, and we're going to explain. So obviously the first thing you need is the knuckle kits, aren't they? This is the first thing you need. Do you want to explain what these are and why these are so essential?
So yeah, the knuckle is basically the docking clip. We call it a knuckle, so it's got a name, a personality, you know. But it's essentially the docking clip, and it's the clip that fits onto your thumbstick that allows you to then attach all the soldiers, the attachments. So yeah, it just basically let's see if I can do this cack-handedly. It slides on
It's really easy to do as well.
Hinges round, clips in,
Yeah.
and then that's locked in place. And that was part of the development. We wanted a system that locked onto the thumbstick and didn't pop off as some other thumbstick attachments frequently do.
There we go. So I've got my one on the controller. It literally opens up as he showed, so you can now see that. You just see, mate, that is now on there. So Dave's got the PlayStation one, I've got the Xbox one there. So those go on there, and they go onto both of these. And then you've got a range of different kits, haven't you?
Yes.
So yeah, you want to talk through some of the kits. I'm going to put the step up kit onto my one as you
that was what I was just about to show. So yeah, so we've got the step up, for instance, which is a double height thumbstick, and it simply, let's see if I can do this backwards, pop it into the thumbstick.
Yeah, it's really easy to do.
Twist it round, and then that's locked in place. And then you've got a range of adjustment. So it hasn't got to be always where it's loaded. You can fit it to suit your ergonomic. And then, like you say, so you've got the low level for your agility when you're running around. But then when you want precision for sniping or creeping, you can just instantly jump up, and it just slows everything down. It's like changing your sensitivity settings as you play the game, and just having that option, because there are height extenders and there's different levels, and even the elite controllers, you've got different heights.
Yes.
But once you're committed to that, that's what you're committed to. So you've either got that or you've got that. Whereas with our system, it gives you the option of being able to interchange between the two levels as you play.
There you go. I'm just going to put that one on. So as you say, it literally just slides and twists, which is awesome. You can do it as a. So I've got two on there now. So I've got these. Here you go. Lisa says that's very cool indeed. Oh, these are going to be perfect for arthritic people. Well, that's the thing, because as you said, it's not just for people who want precision or better grips, because it's for accessibility needs as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So these are really cool. I'll show you the boxes as well, because they come in little boxes, and each box, we're actually doing an unboxing. It's not often we do this. You get a full set of instructions that fold out, which are really easy to read and understand. And then you get the little bag, which has the little components in. So you get a nice little bag, and it all tucks away in a cool little box. And you also get a little business card in there as well. So they're all little neat there. But we've also got, I'll show these off. We got the studs kit, which I'll show off again. Look, there's the business card in the box. There you go. Lisa says, what an amazing invention it is. It's really, really cool. Because I know, obviously, we've met at a couple of events, David, as I said, and then obviously we had a good chat at EGX this year. But I remember first seeing you at EGX last year.
Yeah.
I know we never met at that, but I was like intrigued looking at the stuff, and this is where kind of you were on my radar. But this is what's this one? This is the stud kit, isn't it? So what?
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what the stud kit is there, if I show you that?
So basically the idea is, I'm just going to load those on myself as well, because the grip is round the outside of the stick, the thumb grip. Your thumb nests in the middle, and it locks your thumb to the thumbstick to some extent. It's super comfortable because your thumb nests within it. But the idea is that it almost turns your thumbstick into a D-pad. You can feel the input that you're putting into the controller to some extent, and it's a little bit more feedback, a bit more haptic to the inputs you're putting into the controller. And it's super comfy, super grippy, and yeah,
it's really, really cool. And then this one is what I like the name of this one. This is your rock and roller kit.
Yes,
they look like this.
So it's just it's designed to be a new ergonomic. It's one of the soldiers that got developed more through the trial, the prototyping, because I wanted one that made it easier for navigating open world games. So you could just sort of sit there pushing forwards, and it's really comfortable, but then you can still angle and control it nicely, and you got the grip. But then when you've got into a fight scene, then you've got the control to deal with that as well. So, and that's where it was lots of sketching, lots of prototyping, testing, and yeah, when we finalised on this, I was like, it works. It works for me. And we've had a couple of people, like when we was at another show for the Love of Fantasy at Excel earlier on in the year. One of the other stall guys, we've got a post of it on our socials. One of the guys from the stalls, he came over and you could tell he was really apprehensive about it. He was like, "This isn't going to do any difference," and he put it on his Rog Alley, and he was just blown away. He was like, "My God, this is just so much better." And he was like, "Right, I'm buying it," and he bought a few different options from us there and then.
I'm going to bring up the website again, just so people can see now. Lisa's just mentioned, do you do ones from driving games? And you do. And if I just show you this, there's a couple. It'll pop up on the website. But yeah, you've got the this one's here. You'll see that's the ones we were talking about. It's like work like a D-pad, and then these are the ones for your racing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And for those who joined us, these you can get for PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. All the links are there in chat. Dan's put the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram. So please do give them a follow. Please do give Dave a follow. Go check out the website, and you can basically buy everything on the website now. And it's for PS4, 5, Xbox, XS, and One, and Nintendo Switch. And they're all there, and everything's explained. Go check it out. But yeah, every little different ones there. The step up we talked about. These ones we've not mentioned. The sticks. They're like analog sticks, which is cool.
So yeah, the sticks was originally designed for the accessibility market. So it's just providing a new way to interact with the controller. So whether you've got arthritis or cerebral palsy, it just makes it so much taller. And whether your hands on it, you're gripping it with a finger or whatever works for you, it just opens up a new way to interact. But then on the flip side, anybody can use it as a retro joystick style, so it's like playing an arcade style. So this is where we don't class ourselves as a non-accessibility product or an accessibility product. We are just inclusive, and there's so many options with what we have produced that just because they allow you different ways to play, they suit different people in different ways, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. It's really cool. I like this one as well. I like the fact you called it the shrooms, but it's like extra large. Yeah, I like the name for that one.
Again, that was designed for the accessibility market because you can just interact with it with your hand, your elbow, your chin, your palm, your fist. But at the same time, for kicking back and like playing a cozy game on a Sunday afternoon or just something a little bit low key, it's so comfy just to kick back and navigate your controller with.
Here we go. There's a few others there as well. And then you're gonna. Hey, we'll do a quick plug because I just noticed this. If you fancy it, why not get yourself a gift card and give a gift for Christmas because they're doing 20% off. I didn't know you were doing that. I've just stumbled that on the website. So there you go.
Yes, I think the code is live. I'll have to double check. We was just experimenting with the site last night, so it's on there. It must be live.
Let me know if there's a code and you want to give it. We'll chuck it in chat, and then everyone can use the code if they want. On the site,
I think the code is going to be Crimbo across our Christmas offer.
Yeah. Well, let me know. I can always chuck it in my Discord and let everyone know, and we can put that in there. And if people want to use it, then over the course of the next couple of weeks, we can chuck that code around and get some people buying some stuff and get gaming good, because that's what I need to do. Frankly, I need all the help I can get.
You can get, don't you?
I do indeed. So there you go. So Lisa said, so for fighting games, when you play a stick, I have a few friends that play Tekken competitively. It's perfect for that. Yeah. Perfect for that.
Absolutely.
So there you go. So go check them out. All the socials are in the chat right now. Do go give them a follow. Do check out the website. And I will get the code off David. And if anyone's interested in getting some, then please do go get them and get them as a gift for some friends or family, or get them yourself for Christmas, because it's certainly worth doing, because it's just such a good bit of kit. And as one-handed gamer who's been in chat has said, they've absolutely changed the way he plays games and stuff. So it's so cool. So please do go check out Fun Soldiers. And again, thank you, David, for sending me these. These are cool. I will probably. Oh, there you go. The code is live. He just tried Crimbo, and it works.
Awesome.
There you go. It works. So use the code Crimbo, yeah, you can get your stock of Thumb Soldier stuff for now. One-Handed Gamer says it has for sure. There you go. But again, thank you. I will probably not that you've asked me to do, but I'm probably going to do some little videos about these over Christmas and bits and pieces. So
Awesome.
because you were very kind to send me all these different kits, I'll do that as a little thank you to you. We'll put some videos together and stick them out on Instagram and stuff for you. So there you go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, awesome. Right. Let's move on to some gaming news. As we are more than halfway through the show. So let's play a little quiz. Now I know David and Dave might know this answer to the first bit, but they won't know the answer. So everyone can join in with this. There you go. One Andy Game says, I've never stopped gaming since having them.
Awesome.
I want people to guess in chat, what is officially the best-selling games console of all time? See if you can guess what the... now, I know David and Dave know because it was in the notes that I sent them.
I would have got it wrong because I thought it was something else.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, King Crazy says, is it a PS2? Dan says, is it a PS2? DJ Mike says, I want to say a PS2. Lisa says, a PS2. Chris says, is it the Wii? Any other guesses? Quail says, did I hear a quiz? We're just doing a bit of a quiz, yeah. One Andy Gamer says a Wii. PS2 from Danker. Quail says PS2. Any other guesses in chat? Because I will tell you if there's no other guesses. I can tell you a lot of you got that right. Gozzo also saying PS2 because it is officially the PS2 is the best-selling console of all time. Dan says, you're going to say something mad now, like the Nokia N-Gage. No, I'm not. I'm not going to. So it is actually the PS2. And PlayStation put out an official statement. Now, they don't normally do this, but it's quite interesting. They put this statement out just before Thanksgiving and everything, that it is officially the best-selling console. And how many million units? Now, David and Dave won't know this because I didn't state this in the email I sent out. But how many million units do you think it's sold for it to be the best-selling console of all time?
I've seen a figure on another site, so I won't guess.
Okay, no worries.
I had to Google it because I was like, no, because I'm sure the Switch had overtaken. I thought last year that I had heard the statistic that the Switch had finally overtaken the PS2. So I was like, has it? Well, yeah. So I had a little look. So yeah, I've got
an okay
idea as well.
All right. Well, Danker says 155 million. iQuell says 160 million. People are being honest. Said we know, so we're not going to say 200 million. And to be honest, David, you are right in that fact because last year we had reported that the Switch had been best selling, but it's because Sony hadn't put their figures out.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is why, which is interesting, but we'll see this. Gozzo is saying 160 as well. One-Handed Game is saying 160. They apparently found systems out the back. Yes, and then carried on selling them. Well, I can tell you that it is 160 million units of PS2 worldwide. So that makes it the high-selling console. Now, it was originally the Switch, but actually Nintendo have put some figures out. And Switch is not the second best selling console of all time, interestingly enough. Nintendo have got the second and third slot because it's the Nintendo DS, which is the best selling, second best selling console of all time. And how many million units do you think that sold? And that's for chat and Dave and our guest.
It's got to be pretty close.
So Mike says 145.
154.
154. You didn't look that up, did you, Dave?
I'm not on the Wikipedia page that you've clearly found earlier.
Yeah, okay, all right. 125 said Lisa Paranorma. Might as well say 155. iQuaz says 148. David, what do you reckon?
I was going to go 152.
152, okay. iQuaz saying 148. Any more for any more? Because I can tell you, it's not far off. It's 154 million. 154 million Nintendo DSs. So that means Switch is actually in third place.
Wow.
So how many million units of Nintendo Switch have been sold?
I won't guess because I am on the Wikipedia.
All right,
page.
behave you then. Behave you. Danka says 153. Lisa says 136. DJ Mike says Dave got it right, so you have to jump out of the chair now. Yeah, but he looks it up.
Wonder of the internet.
Yes,
All that information just there.
Jenny says 156. DJ Mike says 140. Iquel says 147. Davey's too cute to cheat, says DJ Mike.
I've got one of those innocent faces.
He has, bless him. Any more for any more? David, I'll ask you, what do you reckon it got?
I'm going to go either 146 or 148. I think I'm going to go 148.
148. Okay. Jenny says, I like this answer. Loads. Can't go wrong with that answer because Jenny, you are right. It did sell loads. And David, you were so close. You should have gone for your first one. It was 146 million. It's like 146 or 148. I was like, oh, Iquail was 147, so he was close as well. But yeah, 146 million Switches have been sold worldwide, making it the third best-selling console. Now, the interesting thing about this is Switch was technically in the lead to some extent. However, obviously, Sony have now put out their figures, but they doubt that any more PlayStation 2s are going to be sold. Whereas next year we're moving into a new Nintendo console, and Switches are still the second best selling console this generation of PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. Switch is in second place. So technically, it could still, we've given the time, it could actually overtake PlayStation 2 in a few years.
It's possible. Definitely give it a couple more years.
Yeah, it could happen. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So there you go.
The one thing I find quite funny looking at this list, though, you've seen where the Series X and S is on it. It's lower than the Atari 2600 from 1977. It really isn't doing that well. The Atari one apparently sold 30 million. The Xbox Series X and S are 28.3 million at the moment.
And the Atari came back out again. So they started selling more of them. And that was the first console I ever had. From we had that console in my parents' household even before I was born. So I grew up on it, literally. Like they literally put me on it as a baby. So there you go. But yeah, love the Atari. But yeah, poor old Xbox, not doing too well. But there you go, folks. So there you go. For now, PlayStation 2 holds the record at 160 million units worldwide. Well done, Sony, for doing that.
I also heard that did you hear about the PS1? 30 years old today, apparently.
Yes, 30 years old today. And I believe I was watching Retro Gaming Revival earlier today, and they stated that apparently if you go into your settings of your PS5, you can change the settings to have the sounds and the graphics load up either from the PS1 or PS2 or what from different eras. So when you load it up, it does the old like that thing and then says 30 years. I don't know how long that's actually a thing for.
I think I saw somewhere it's just like that's around for about a month.
Okay, for the next month or so.
Yeah,
so
it might be.
You fancy doing it? Go do it. It's absolutely.
I'm gonna have to give it a go.
Sounds cool.
Give it. There you go. Dan Games that says I've got mine set up today to play the PS1 startup. So there you go. Yeah, I literally found that out about that today. I think somewhere. But Mike says, but can they give me a new Legend of Dragoon game? I don't know. I can confirm on this. I love it, and if you want it for good, take it offline. Ah, there you go. Did not know that. You take it offline, you can keep it for good. There you go. But then you'll never ever be able to play any PlayStation 5 games moving forward. But there you go. Anyway, kind of want to keep it. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, do anyone remember the Google Maps when Mario was on Google Maps for a month? They were celebrating Mario's birthday. Instead of a little car on Google Maps, it would go, let's go. When you say it was great. And he's just in his little Mario Kart going up the road, the motorway. It's great. Great fun. Great fun. But there you go. So I like these little Easter eggs, we call them. Let's move on to our last two games of the night. Now, this game came out on PC back in September, but we didn't actually manage to cover it on the show. But it's, as of last Thursday, got its console release for PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. And this game is called Ravenswatch. Let's have a look at the trailer for the console release of this game. There you go, PlayStation noise. Thank you, Dan Game Tank. Big Jesse says, this makes me want to get my pipe out. It's one of them. It's one of them. You know what? This reminds me of Hades. It has got that vibe. Yes, that is not a euphemism. No, we knew what you meant, Jesse. Thank you. Dave, tell us more about this. But this does look, it's got Hades vibes, but with a bit of a twist.
Yeah, it's definitely got those Hades vibes. It is a roguelike. So yeah, very, very much like the style of gameplay that Hades does. This one does support, I think, up to 4-player co-op. So you can play it single player, but supports up to 4 players, which is quite a cool way to play it. But yeah, we all know the roguelike structure these days, don't we? Because there's so many of them. You know, you're going to die a fair few times, but you'll be able to like keep improving your character with each run that you do, and so you end up, you know, really powerful and blast your way through it. This particular one looks like it's bringing in characters from like various bits of folklore. Like you've got Robin, you've got Red Riding Hood in there, and Snow Queen, and a few other ones from various like sort of fairy tale inspired books. But what's generally happening in this is the sort of fairy tale world is getting taken over by a nightmare, and these characters, which one you pick, have got to go and try and get rid of this nightmare, bring balance back to the land of dreams. It looks all right. The trailer, graphic wise, looks pretty decent. I can't say I don't usually get that grab by many roguelike ones, but the option for co-op it might be a bit more interesting. So
yeah,
if one of my friends that got it and it was say on Game Pass or something, then I might give it a go then. Try
it's also cross-platform, which is fantastic. So yeah, cross-platform across all the platforms apparently.
Yeah, it's got cross-platform. That's great because you haven't all got to be on the same system then. So that always makes it a bit easier. But yeah, I can imagine this would be quite a good fun co-op. I can't say this usually grabbed me single player wise, but co-op I'd probably.
Okay, all right. David, your thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, it looked cool. It looked nice. I liked the style. It looked like it had a nice flow to the game. Yeah, it piqued my interest.
Okay, all right. Folks, if you have just joined us, we don't review the games, but we take the average scores from the internet and get a score, which can be either halves or wholes. We've got some scores in charts already. Danke says, I think this could be a three-way tie tonight and be an 8.5. Gozza also thinks it's 8.5. Jenny said gets 9.5 for the music. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this one got?
I'm going to try an 8 for this.
Going for an 8. Flame is going for a 7 on this one. Chat, get your scores in now, folks. See if you want to get a shout out in the chat. David, what do you reckon?
If you chose me first, I probably would have said an 8.5, but Dave seems to be getting it so right. I'm going to change to it. I'm going to just copy him.
Okay. An 8.5.
I got it wrong.
Okay.
Edged you away.
Yeah. Icon says, I've forgotten what this was already. Probably not a good sign. 6.5. Oh, he's not. Anybody else, folks, get your scores in if you want to get a shout out in the chat. And again, as I always say, please do follow all these people when they get it right. Give them a follow. Go check out their streams. Go support them because they spend their time supporting us we greatly appreciate it. If there are no other guesses in the chat, I can tell you when this came out on PC in September, it got an 8.5. Lisa's coming in with a 7. Thank you. So you got 8.5. But that's not the answer we're looking for, because we are talking about the console release. This hasn't done quite as well on console as PC release. And this got a 7 out of 10 on average. So there you go, 7 out of 10. So if it'd been a PC version, Dave and David would have got it right. So there you go. Lisa, congratulations, you got it right. Flame, congratulations, you got it right. Let's get a shout out for them. King Crazy snuck in there with a 6.5. Just missed there. But yeah, apparently it's best to play it on PC at the moment. Best to play it on PC. But still a decent score. 7 out of 10 is still decent. As we always say, it's not like IGN that 7 means it's crap. It's not how we work, people. It's not how we work. 7's decent in my eyes. So there you go. 7 out of 10 for that one. There you go. Well done, Lisa. Well done, Flame, for getting that right. Shout outs are going out right now. Our final game of the night is a game that came out today. This is out on PC and Nintendo Switch. And you can see what they've done here with the pun, because this is not Antonblast. This is Antonblast. And if you're wondering why it's called that, you can watch this trailer and find out. Please be aware that this trailer may make your eyeballs explode. Here goes.
I'm gonna find out who did this and blast him into teeny, tiny little pieces! No! God damn it, Anton! What the hell are you doing here? I demand that you sign this, Antoine! Lately, there's been a satanic aura all over my different businesses, Anton. As long as you make good on clearing out those satanic pests, I'll lift the ban. They say the devil was handsome when he was young. I say he still is.
There you go. No idea why that's at the end, but obviously if you play the game, you'll find out. So this came out today. It's one of the few games that did come out today that we actually managed to get reviews for. And it's on PC and Switch, but you can see why it's called Antonblast. This looks absolutely batshit crazy, Dave. Is it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. I think sort of structurally, it's kind of taking a few cues from the old sort of was it the Wario Land games that we used to have like back on the old Game Boy and Game Boy Color. But it's basically like a fast-paced action platformer. So you got a bit of the sort of speed you get from the Sonic games in there as well. And your character in this one is called Dynamite Anton. The reason he's so pissed off is because all his booze has been stolen by the devil. So he's on a quest now to get all his drink back, because he needs a drink after a hard day's work, like all of us do. It looks all right. I mean, it kind of reminds me of another sort of fast-paced game that I kept sort of seeing on Steam and kept hearing good things about, called I think it's Pizza Tower. They look like the same sort of high-speed platformer. I always thought that looks a bit iffy graphic-wise, but it seems to get like really overwhelmingly positive scores on Steam. Yeah. That one did. This kind of looks like more of the same of that same style of game, and it kind of looks like it probably end up in a popular one. I can imagine speedrunners will probably get quite a lot out of this one, trying to get the best times and all the levels. But even if you don't want to do speedrunning, I think there's still a decent platforming game here. It looks interesting. Character design looks cool. Looks like it'd be quite good fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. So yeah, it might be worth a look if you like a good platformer.
Okay. Like I said, I've literally got this on now. I backed it on Kickstarter. Good fun so far. Apparently, it's got delayed on the Switch. So, okay, so it didn't come out on Switch today. I didn't realise that when we got the reviews in, it stated it had, but obviously that's changed. So it's just on PC for now. He's thinking an 8.5. King Crazy said, it reminds me of a game I played when I was a kid. It had a duck as the main character, but I can't think of it for the life of me. Crazy Drake, a little bit, if anyone remembers that one. There you go. A couple of scores already coming in, but before we go through scores, David, your thoughts on this one?
I like the story. I like the idea of the booze and the devil and stuff, but I just, and this is completely personal, that aesthetic of animation or whatever, it just doesn't, it creeps me out for some reason. I don't know why. It just doesn't work for me. And it almost felt like the game was a bit too fast for what it could handle at times. But yeah, I'm sure I would probably quite enjoy playing it. But yeah, I'm just a bit freaked out by the animation style, I think.
That's all right. No worries. What's this? Oh yes, it has due to poor Switch performance, it's not meeting the team's satisfaction. Oh, okay. So it's not out for Switch at the moment. So just PC at the moment, but hopefully it will land on Switch soon. Let's have a look at the scores. iQual says an 8.5 because he's enjoying playing it. Danka said, I remember seeing this first on an Indie World presentation this year. Love it. 8. Gozzo, 8. Jenny, 7.5. King Crazy says a 9. Flame says an 8. David, we'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go 8.
8 for this one.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Any scores in chat? Let us know. Lisa says an 8 as well. She's agreeing with you, David. Don't forget, this is on PC and soon to be Switch, we hope. Came out today. This is Antonblast. Dave, what say you, good sir?
I'll try an 8.5.
Going for an 8.5. Okay. Last chance, folks. Last chance. This is our last game of the night. The one-handed gamer says an 8 out of 10. Any more for any more? Or am I calling it? Because I can tell you that this did, in fact, do very well. I got an 8.5 out of 10 on average. So there you go. Well done, Dave. Well done to, there's a couple of people in chat. Well done, iQuail, for getting that right. So there you go. Well done. Congratulations. Dave, how would you like your final shout out of the thing?
That's all right. You can do your walk on from the side.
Do the walk on. Do you want it with me or do you want it with pixelated me?
Oh, pixelated you. I'm sick of seeing you.
We haven't seen pixelated me for a while, have we?
Mm-hmm.
If you're wondering what the hell we're going on about, all will be revealed. Hang on. Right. I'll walk off to the side. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget, exclamation Dave in chat. Give him a shout in chat as well. Here we go. Dave!
Very good.
There you go. Pixelated mag.
Version.
We sit in the chair. Woo! Oh, that's real life size as well. That's how small I am in real life. There you go. There you go. Well done. Congratulations for getting that right. And by pixelation, we don't mean mag nude. Correct. No. I want to keep this channel. Yeah, thankfully not. So there was a three-way tie. Yes, there was a three-way tie for games with 30 Birds and Dungeons of Dreadrock also getting 8.5 tonight. Not the end of the show just yet. We've got another gaming news story to tell you. And this is an interesting one because obviously on next week's show, we'll hopefully be talking about one of the new games, which is obviously Marvel Rivals, which comes out, which is a free-to-play game, which is very much like Overwatch style, but you get to play all classic Marvel characters. Now, they put out a trailer. A new trailer's dropped, I think literally yesterday or maybe over the weekend. And some people are not happy with it. I am going to put the trailer. I'm not going to put the sound on, but I am going to put the trailer on in the background. I'm actually going to play it from the beginning if I can. Fingers crossed. If I've done this right. If I share the screen and then make this large. I just want to play this. I don't think there looks anything wrong with these characters, but there's been one criticism of one character, and see if you can guess who it is. I'm just going to play this. I'm not going to play it with sound because we're going to talk over the top of it. But there's also some characters that you wouldn't expect to see in the game. Apparently, all characters are going to be in the game from start, so there's no pay to buy characters or anything. But you'll see a couple of characters that you'll recognise, and maybe some you don't know. Squirrel Girl's in it, which I thought was really interesting. There's Wolverine, Storm, a few others. Iron Man, obviously the Hulk, Captain America, etc. You got Moon Knight, Doctor Doom, and obviously Spider-Man, as you'd expect. Plus a ton of other characters. I think there's over 30 characters, I believe, that you can play from the start. But the question is, who do you think was the character that has really upset people? And it's for the craziest thing, because they said they didn't like the design of the character. Who do we think that is? Chat, have a guess. And I will zip back to I will zip back to that. Let's just take it off screen for a second. I will zip back to that character. Danka says it's Hulk. Any guesses? Dave or David, if you don't know, do you want to have a guess?
Well, I know the answer because you put it in the.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
I
did put it in the thing, yeah. Anybody else want to guess? Is it Wolverine, says iQuail? Any other guesses? I don't really understand this, and I don't really agree with it. I guess you're never going to please everyone. But is it Ant-Man? Says, hello, Matt. How you doing, buddy? Is it Ant-Man? Well, I'll tell you. I'll bring this up. I'll show it back on the thing. Apparently, it is Wolverine. I'm guessing it's Mr. Queeky. No, that's a special unlockable character. That's DLC Queeky. Apparently, people are not happy with Wolverine. They're saying he looks too young. He looks too bulky. I mean, he's got a little belt with W on the chest, which obviously looks quite cool. Let's go back. There he is. But they're saying he looks too young. And I was like, well, how young or old is he supposed to be? Obviously, he's got his iconic blades. Some people commented that, they like the suit because it's a nod to the old suit with the blue and yellow. But I don't know. Some people are saying no. Danka says, I think I see why. Please do tell. If you think you know why, do tell us. But I mean, guys, do you see any problems with this character?
Well, I mean, it doesn't greatly bother me. I thought perhaps it was the bulkiness of the character that some people didn't like the look of.
Mm-hmm.
But
I guess he does look like a Street Fighter character, doesn't he? In that respect.
Yeah, I suppose he does a bit. But it's all subjective, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
No art is ever going to please everybody. So there's always going to be some people who get upset. You had people who got upset about the design for Thor in God of War Ragnarok, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some people didn't like that. I didn't have a problem with it at all. There's plenty of art stuff I don't like. I think modern art's absolutely rubbish. I just don't appreciate that at all. Plenty of people love modern art.
Yeah.
So you are never going to please everybody with it.
No.
I think
you keep it the same all the time.
Yeah.
Then people are going to say, "Oh, you don't mix it up, you don't change it, you don't do anything new with it."
Yeah. It's nice to have some redesigns, isn't it? So it looks a little bit different. You'll probably have people bitching about the other characters that we can see on there as well.
Yeah,
maybe not to the same degree, but there'll be plenty of people who don't like the other ones as well.
Because they have been slowly releasing trailers for each character as the days go on. I think right up to release, and I think this comes out, if I've got this right, is this the 6th? This comes out on Friday. This comes out. So they've been dropping multiple trailers. I saw another 2 characters got dropped yesterday. Danka said, Queeky said, come on, they are comparing him to Hugh Jackman in the original Wolverine. Yeah, I know, but that's, I suppose, it's an artist impression. However, they seem to have deviated a bit from the comic impression. People need to stop comparing and act like everything should be as it has always been. Yeah, when everyone expects Wolverine, they expect horns or indeed Hugh Jackman. I don't mind that character model. I think it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, maybe he's a little bit too Street Fighter-ish, but hey, it's a game. It's I'm sure when they did the Guardians of the Galaxy game, people moaned that the Guardians of the Galaxy didn't look like the Guardians of the Galaxy from the film.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right about that.
Why should they?
I think that's the thing you'll find with the internet and social media. There are always people who are always moaning about something.
Yeah.
always will be.
Always something to moan about. There you go. But Marvel Rivals drops on Friday, and we should be talking about it on this very show next week. Which actually we've ended quite early tonight. Brings me swiftly on to say, don't forget, folks, we have only got 2 more TNGCs of the year before it's Christmas. We have got our normal show next week with our guest Games Guru. We will be talking about Marvel Rivals and the brand new Indiana Jones game, which comes out on Monday, plus a ton of other stuff. There's quite a lot of releases that people are trying to cram in before Christmas. So we're sport for choice. We've got to narrow 15 games down to 8 for next week's show. So Dave and me will be sorting that out. Also, the week after that, we are doing our Christmas special, which is going to be our top 15 games of 2024. Dave gets to pick 5. I get to pick 5. And our guest, which is Mr. Dave DJ Johnson, who has basically been saying that he is the guest on every show for the last 4 months. Yes, he actually gets to be the guest on the show. He will be picking. He said, I hope the quest remembers. Yes, guest remembers. Yes, he does. He probably won't turn up now because he's been saying he's the guest for everywhere. But he will get to pick 5 games as well, along with some honourable mentions, and we'll be see if you agree with some of our favourite games of the year. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night, very special stream. We are officially the Fun Tanks official launch party. And that was not because I said it. It's because Chris from Fun Tank said, will you do the launch party? So we're going to be playing the game. Details will be in my Discord as of tomorrow. If you're not a member of the Discord, please click the link, !Discord in chat. Join. We'll explain how it is. We'll be giving copies of the game away. Not only that, anyone who's spent bits or subs on the channel tonight, you will be added in for the Christmas giveaways. Christmas giveaways is back tomorrow night at about 10:30. So you need to be here at 10:30 tomorrow night for you to also win some random PC games. And there's some really good ones in the pot this year, some really cool games. And I know the people that won the games last night were very happy with the games they won. And that is our show, folks. Thank you so, so much. Firstly, to our amazing guest, David from Thumb Soldiers. Thank you for being here. Can we get all the socials and the website? There you go. Look at this. Like clockwork. Being
Awesome.
in chat. Go sign up. Use the code Crimbo. Go do it. I'll make sure that's in the Discord over the next couple of days as well. There you go. And please do go check out the website. This stuff is amazing. It is game changing, not just for gamers or people who suck at games like me, but pro gamers, and also obviously for people who have disabilities or have trouble using controls. No, it's so accessible. It's amazing. And obviously we like to talk about things that are accessible and everything on this channel. So this gets a big thumbs up from me. See what I did there. So David, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest.
Thanks for having me. It's been awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All good. Yes.
Brilliant. As always, Dave, my co-host who knows the most, great to have you back, as he had a week off last week. Only
Mate.
2 more shows to go, and then you get a 2-week holiday. Aren't you happy? There you go.
Grand.
Brilliant. I don't, unfortunately, but Dave does. So there you go. He works hard. He works hard for the money. There you go. So Dave will be back with me next week. And as our guest, as we said, is Games Guru. Thank you to everyone who's been in chat. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to Dave, my manager. As always, you lot are awesome. And we will do a raid. Let's go see who's on. We gave you 12 months off next year. I wish. Because I'm stealing your PC. No, you're not. You're not stealing a PC. Let's see who we can raid and who we haven't raided in a while. And we'll send this lovely audience to someone else. There's no one on that page. So let's quickly look. We raided them last week. Raided them recently. Oh, I'll tell you what. What are they? I've got 2 here. Let's see. Let's see what he is doing. I've not seen him on for a while, and he's wearing a Christmas jumper. That's very apt. I think we might go raid this guy. This is Matt Blair, who is a musician. plays guitar and does requests. We've not raided him in quite a while. I've not seen him on for quite a while, but he's wearing a Christmas jumper. So I think we should go raid Matt, and you can go listen to some guitar tunes to finish your evening off. But he's a lovely, lovely guy. He's raided me many a time, so we should do that. So let's get that raid ready to go. Supernova's just finished. Otherwise, I would have done that. Let's hope he's not finishing the stream. So let's just dismiss that ad. There you go. That raid is starting, folks. And all that leaves for me to say, folks, is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, and a great evening. You lot have been awesome. I shall see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for the official Fun Tanks launch. And we shall see you very soon. We'll do that thing where we calmly wave as we press the goodbye command. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Not that one. That's the wrong one. I want to do the Christmas one. There you go. Here we go.